Well, hello and good evening for all mankind. Season 5, episode 9, Sons and Daughters is over, and it has been since Friday, but here on Monday in 2026 on Live Long and Podcast, we're just getting started. Whether you're joining us live here on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catching the audio versions wherever you get your podcasts, our mission to watch every episode of For All Mankind continues. One Titan sample, one Martian crisis, and one catastrophic marine blunder at a time. And now, this is your captain speaking. And after dealing with embassy paperwork, courier delays, and Turkish postal mysteries, I had an easier time than the Marines trying to navigate a hallway on Mars. I'm your host, Dave Mader, and I'm back, everyone. I know you missed me, but you know,
we all missed you, Dave.
Yeah, thank you. This Friday's, past Friday's episode wasn't just about political maneuvering or deep space calculations. It was about chaos on two fronts, a Titan mission pushed to its physical limits, and a Mars colony thrown into turmoil by the most incompetent military landing in human history. Now, let's get to our top tier panel to break this down. Coming in first, she was our acting captain for episode 7 while I was abroad. She's guided the podcast through Dev's crisis with more grace than the Marines showed on the landing on Mars. Tonight, she's tuned into every emotional beat. Celia's surrender, Lily's honor behind the camera, Alex's desperate heroism, and Avery's fear as everything spirals. And when the personal meets the political and the colony erupts, she feels every shockwave. It's Heather Narduzzi.
Good evening, everybody. I steered the ship steady and true in your absence, and I'd like to know that I was the only person who did not talk shit about you behind your back, Dave Mader.
Well, thank you. And I knew that would be the case.
I am also on that list. I did it completely in public, so I didn't do it behind his back at all.
There's no behind his back when we're live.
That's a good point. Carry on.
Well, thank you, Heather. Glad to be back with you here. And speaking of which, he was the acting captain while I was stuck in Turkey negotiating with embassies and postal mysteries. He helmed our episode 8 coverage with the precision the Marines wish they had this week. Tonight, he's back in the engineer's chair as the Titans team scales the cliffs, punctures suits, and wrestles with failing systems, all while the Marines can't even navigate a hallway without causing casualties. If something breaks, mechanical, tactical, or human, he's the first to explain why it failed and how it should have worked. It's Jody Simpson.
Oh, are we live? Oh, sorry, Dave.
Yes.
You seem to have trouble figuring that out these days, Jody.
You know, what can you do?
Yeah, well, sometimes it's hard to tell.
Don't let me run the show.
Sometimes like the big live red thing in the corner, it's subtle. So
it is. I didn't even notice it until you just brought it up, Dave.
Exactly.
Jody, well, there you're hard on yourself. You did a fine job.
You did a fine job, of course.
I'm just kidding.
I concur.
Of course, he's tuned into every moral dilemma this episode throws at us, from Celia surrendering without a fight to Lily filming war crimes in real time to Alex pulling the trigger in a moment of pure survival. When ethics collides with chaos, he's got thoughts. It's Kevin Millard. Oh, come on. There we go.
Welcome back, Dave. I don't know how you managed to make this episode sound exciting. It's really a skill.
I'm trying. I'm a hype man, if anything, right? So you gotta bring the marketing. And of course, tonight he's following the money, the motives, and the military incompetence, the cost of a botched landing, the political fallout Earth is about to face, and the quiet power plays happening behind the scenes. If someone's hiding the real story, he's already found the leak. It's Adam Woodward.
Hey guys, I've got lots to say about this episode. It doesn't make sense.
Half this season hasn't made any sense.
Yeah, I know, but this really we're going to that climax, that final episode next week, and they're just setting it up for no sense.
They're setting it up for a no sense finale with a whole bunch of no sense episodes here. Of course, we are talking about the 49th episode overall of For All Mankind, the penultimate episode of season 5. Which aired this past Friday, May 22nd, written by David Weddle and Bradley Thompson of Star Trek alumnus, and directed once again by Sergio Mimica Gazan, who seems to direct the last 2 episodes of every season, including these 2. as he'll be directing the finale. Spoilers ahead, of course. But so yeah, the lot going on with this episode. Well, I guess not that much if you ask Kevin, but it's. There's things happening. The Marines have landed. Well, it's more like the M6 and the Marines are part of it. And invading. People are dying all over the place in this episode. A lot of these background Marzies who we don't even know their names, so it's hard to completely memorialize them. It looks like on Titan they're about to make an incredible discovery, some glowing water, perhaps. Maybe some kind of thing. Yes, and right now the Habs are playing the Carolina Candy Canes in the Eastern Conference Final. And, go Habs go, which, says a lot for me to say that at all. Because I grew up
from Montreal?
Yes, but I was never a Habs fan. I grew up always cheering against them. I used to go to games, and it didn't matter who the visiting team was. That was my team that night. So for me to cheer for them now,
yeah, you were fun at parties.
At the hate in the Habs party, it was pretty fun. Anyway, so and then I moved to Toronto, and like everyone hated the Habs, so I was like, I'm in good company here. Anyway, but we got Fred came back in this episode. Everyone, he helps Celia escape from from Palmer. Palmer gets shot in the face by the incoming invasion force.
Does anybody
Notice I am not wearing black, as I often do when a beloved character dies.
No, actually, I was like,
can we just have a minute, Dave, for him though?
Oh yeah, a moment of silence for Palmer. Not so much. Yeah. Alex shot his friend Haskell in this episode, he's banging on Dev's door to get into Dev's
Lots of responsible gunplay in this episode.
Lots of responsible gunplay. Yeah. I like these Martians, whatever we want to call them. Like they were they were not prepared. Like all you had time to do was prepare. You didn't think they were going to come and try to take this back from you?
Okay.
Like,
glad you said that.
But like they're civilians though.
Then you're dumb because like what are you
you're dumb.
Like
you're dumb.
Then not you, Heather, but like then they are dumb. Like
father, like son. Ted calls Jody an idiot. Dave calls me dumb. These maters are cruel.
Hold on.
I just spent 2 weeks with my relatives. You have no idea. So, anyway, Adam, tell us where the logic broke down for you in this episode.
Okay, I'm ready. Number one, why did we just get into this story without finishing what happened to AJ last week? Avery. So we were left with her drifting in space. Oh, there's Jeff. We were left with her drifting in space, and there was no like how'd she get back? There was nothing, no debriefing. I wanted to know more.
Yes, right? Of course we have our sixth panelist showing up somewhat tardy here. He's tracking the strategic fallout and fault lines of a planet-wide mess, the Marines' disastrous arrival, the Peacekeepers scrambling to maintain control, and the moment Alex's split-second choice changes the trajectory of the Mars conflict. If there's a power shift brewing in the dust storm of Happy Valley, he's already tracking the fault lines. Jeff Mater.
Yep, I'm here to discuss all the fault lines. Do it.
Sorry, Adam. We had to bring in Jeff. But
the next thing I got to say about this is like, why are they picking a fight in these narrow little hallways with no fallback positions whatsoever? Can't go outside without a suit. And they already have
guns is what drives me nuts.
Pardon?
Those would never be close quarter guns. You would never use those in
like the rifles, you mean, or the
it's so stupid.
But even like
space guns, I feel like all bets are off.
The space guns, they seem to be lower velocity guns. Is that what was going? Like how these weapons work?
Canisters underneath, so I don't know what that's for, but I'm guessing something to do with that.
They don't want to punch a hole in the habitat, but they have to be strong enough
to be able to kill people.
They have to be able to go through someone's skull.
They did say last week that they were going to use rubber bullets and flashbangs, but I guess the explosion changed their mind.
I think that's what happened after they blow up the dock there.
But to Adam's point, we're just left to guess. that's what's happened. That's what's changed.
Yeah, I feel like there's an important scene missing here, that like they just yada because at the end of the last episode, the guy whose dad beat him when the Padres lost, he dies, the sergeant, and after this, it is a blood like war. It's a holy war for them after this one guy gets taken out here, but like this is a war, I guess now, and so
it's really a battle that could not be won. And who are they going to be martyrs to? Nobody. Like, who cares? Like, Kevin doesn't. We know Kevin.
Not Kevin. No,
Kevin don't give a shit.
Kevin doesn't care.
Kevin's like, whatever.
Right, and I get like how there's point that these are civilians, but the second they had an armed insurrection, like this is all you should have been thinking about is like when they come to retake this place, how are we going to hold it?
But the problem is they still have no food.
Yeah, so they can't survive without Earth, right?
Long-term plan is I don't know what the end game is.
Independence, but independence is impossible without Earth supporting them, right?
Exactly.
Like, Jeff, what do you think?
I think the point of the episode and I think the season is that basically a bunch of rich people who set to benefit off of this pit people, regular people in the army as well, and people that are civilians and just trying to make a home. They pit them against each other, and who really just sits back in their office and waits for someone to knock on their door. A guy like Dev. There's people back on Earth who send the that are is the plan going according to plan? I'm not going to get my hands dirty. I want all these people to go do it for me. And I think that's kind of the point they're making, is that like none of this is necessary. Like what is the point of all this? Why does anyone have to die for an asteroid? Is that what this is for? For an asteroid?
I guess like the way they're presenting this in the show is that like these people, they moved to Mars originally because it was a job, but then it became their home and now it's theirs, right? Like, which it's a very but it's not just an American idea. Like we've seen this before with other nations that sort of form from like originally from colonies. So but like but because it's not on Earth, it's different for me, because it's not self-sufficient on its own.
That's exactly right. Like, there's no end.
Like if you live on an oil rig, you don't get to own the oil rig.
Right.
Like you don't get to like set up your own government on the oil rig.
Right. But or like even an oil town, right? Like but like you think about different places that were established because of these kinds of things, I guess, like in Alaska or the Yukon or gold rush towns, I guess. But eventually, like, cities formed there, and after a while there was enough of people to have, like, I guess their own entrenched community. It feels like they fast forwarded to that sense, like, really fast, right? Like within a couple decades. In reality, it probably takes like a century to get to that point, if at all, especially with the whole, because it's not self-sufficient, people, you can't even go outside. So if they could grow all their own food and they really didn't need Earth at all, it would make more sense to me. But they Earth and Mars need each other, and
Earth doesn't need Mars.
No.
I guess they were working towards not needing the people of Mars. They need the resources from Mars, but they don't.
Why do they need the resources from Mars?
Because they need this iridium to make all their fancy technology. I guess
there's another thing though that
keep
was
their
missed
economies
last
going.
week was the real tie-in to like Jeff. I mean, they were talking about Russia's going to fail. U.S. is in total economic chaos. They don't tell us enough about that stuff, and this is where we could actually like the episode more if they give us
the alternate history stuff.
Yeah, they're yada-yadaing. Well, they're just ignoring all the stuff that's going on in America. The president's gotten like a couple scenes on media, like for the show. That's it.
He's not in it enough. We're not getting enough of that perspective. If it just seems like, there's a bunch of people on Earth who They don't appreciate the Marsies like sense of self, community and everything else, and that they've made something there. That's their home. And I'm not completely unsympathetic to what they're trying to portray here, but it feels a little bit off, largely because of that.
They could do more to show us, make us more sympathetic to them. If they, listen,
I think
they have no trouble making this show longer when they need it. It's a couple, two more
That's
minutes.
the truth.
That is the truth. Yeah. Like, so that all aside, like, if I can get around this idea that these people, they believe in it and they want to protect it no matter what, then like, again, then if you really want to like take this, then you have to like try to defend it, in my mind, if I were them. But I guess to Adam's point, like, they need Earth more than Earth needs them. So you have to have some kind of a peaceful resolution. But
Also,
once you had the armed, like, I know that like they started it when the MPKs opened fire on the rioters, but
no,
once it got to that point,
but that's not what started it. What started it was they found out that automation was coming and they were all going to lose their place there.
yeah,
And so that's what really started it. And and whose plan was that?
Dev.
And a bunch of other people that were controlling Helios and the Russians, and they were all behind that. With the what's it called, the
Cosmos.
No, what's the other company that's like the Russian company? Is that what it's called? Cosmos? I thought it was called.
I think so.
Something like that.
Cosmos.
Yeah,
Or
Cosmos.
that was at least the name of their ship, of the ship they sent to Titan that got killed. Which of course we couldn't see that happen.
Anyway, I think the point is that those are the real bad guys. Okay? It's not the military. It's not the civilians that took over and did an insurrection. The real bad guys are the people that are controlling everything, hiding it from the people, and just going about their business like they're in charge. When they need people to run things, until they don't.
So who like
Dev
is
has always been the villain.
Yes.
right? Dev, well, like, to me, yeah, Dev is the big villain, but here at the end, Alex is pounding on his door saying, "Let us in. We have to save my friend," and he seems to say yes because Dev, even as a villain, the only one he seems to care about is Alex. Like, he's the only individual person he gives a damn about.
Yeah, if Palmer was knocking on the door.
Sorry, Palmer.
Yeah, it's a sorry, Palmer.
Yeah.
Right?
But Jeff, I think nailed it. Is like,
Right. He doesn't have like any of his people, like any of these other people.
there's definitely a tie into what's going on in the world today. Like, where people are, we got Americans being sent to war for what? Iran being bombed for what? Like, the classic scene in the opening scene in this where they were Marines meets Silvio's group. Silvio gets up to surrender or to say, hold on a second, don't shoot, and is shot dead. No questions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parallels to what's going on.
Yeah. And even Mars, you could really make a parallel to Gaza because it's what we're talking about, that Gaza was relying on aid from their captors basically. And you look at Mars here, it's the same thing. They're relying on aid from now their captors. But and then they're sending in the guns and it's just chaos. And after and when you get to the end of it, what are you left with? That just destruction.
A lot of dead people.
A lot of dead people, And why?
Yeah.
Why? I think that's it is at least the show is making us think. It's reminded me a lot of the episodes of Deep Space Nine, especially the one I was thinking about tonight was the one where Jake is working in the infirmary with Bashir during a war. You guys remember that episode?
Yeah.
And tonight the scene with Alex and he's in the infirmary with the Russian guy and the Russian doctor, and it's very similar to the same conversations that are going on there that Jake is having with Bashir in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, I think that episode. I think it's called "Nor the Battle to the Strong."
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, but again, and it's not. I think this I really felt like Ronald D. Moore's kind of influence on this episode more than most that I've watched.
Yeah, well, this is Weddle and Thompson, who were writers on Deep Space Nine, right? So,
and Battlestar.
And Battlestar, like they've been with Ronald D. Moore a long time, and so you felt a lot of that. And we saw, like, again, these like, I don't know if you were here yet at that point, Jeff, but we saw a lot of Marzies who, you know, we may not know their names. There was like that guy who was kind of like Ozzy. He didn't die, but like a lot of these other guys, like, you know, either got shot or got killed in this episode. And I'm just like, I don't know how you're gonna get out of this. Like everything is crumbling around you. Like the fact that they didn't go and try to take out the Palmer and his crew before this was, like, to me, like a tactical mistake.
Well, I think it goes to show that they're not looking for. They're not violent. They're not inherently violent. You know, Marzies. They should be called Martians. I don't know why are they called Marzies.
They were like forced into this, like by the actions of the what are they called? The cops, the police. Originally.
Well, like you know, I'm not
really by Urena.
I think this is why a lot of governments and, like, you know, like revolutions remain sort of militant because, like, you know, once you have once you try to take power, then you have enemies, and then to keep power, you have to often use force on some level. You know, and then that kind of corrupts, and then it's all spiraling out of control, right? And like, you know, it was like at the end of last season, it was like, oh, they had a riot, like, and you know, a few people got hit with a pipe, you know, and like, and then it was everything, and Danielle got shot, but she was okay. You know, this is like much worse. This is like way more escalatory, and like and after that, like once like everyone dies here, then people want revenge, and this escalates, and you can try to say we're all fighting for the billionaires and everything else, but eventually people aren't going to care. Like, you know, at this point too, right? Like it's like, no, I don't care. You killed my mom. You killed this person. You killed my friend. Like, I'm gonna make you all pay. Like, and I guess like we're gonna maybe see. Somehow they're gonna try to undo this. I guess by the end of the season, by the next episode, with like.
Well, this is what's gonna happen. Kelly's gonna find life on Titan, and then all of a sudden, you know, the purpose of Mars will have a new purpose. That's kind of my.
We're actually going to have science fiction.
I think so.
I think. Well, like, so what is it gonna be like?
Settle down, boys. I don't know about that.
They find the life, or they confirm that there's life on Titan, and that is going to be like this epiphany moment that is going to, like, it's going to be like when we find out in Star Trek that like after humanity makes contact with Vulcans and we know we're not alone in the universe, that we undo all of our shortcomings, our greed, our violence, our, you know, like all the suffering of this world just kind of slowly evaporates.
So two things on that. Like, I don't necessarily believe that was going to, I mean, yes, they may find life and it'll be a good distraction, but, you know, Earth, I'll call Earth has lost the moral high ground because it's now they've gone and they've killed people. And the other thing was, you know, another parallel, Jeff, is the camera.
Yep.
You know, you know, what's her name? Lily Dale. She lost it, but Alex found it, and that has all that footage of, especially that one guy trying to surrender and being shot.
Yeah.
So,
also my favorite. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff. But
I was just gonna say that Lily Dale scenes in this episode I also thought were really good, and they reminded me of a bunch of different movies. But like, you know, Salvador back in the '80s with James Woods. He's a reporter during like a conflict, and then also the movie Civil War came out a few years ago. And Kirsten Dunst plays a reporter during the Civil War, like a modern day Civil War. And it's just very similar character that she is in that scene, like just like basically like everything's chaotic. She doesn't even know what's going on, but she still wants to film it. So I thought all that stuff was done well.
What I found, Jeff, I think you would agree with me on this. One thing I found frustrating about the episode was that the invading force, they're not all American soldiers. They're also like from the other M6 countries, you know, so like Europe,
France,
yeah. So we saw a couple French soldiers, India, Japan, you know, and so it seemed like all of like the atrocities or like the killings were like more committed by those nations, but the American soldiers, they're way more professional and they're way more noble. And
an American TV show.
Yeah, it's an American TV show, and we can't portray our own military as being, on the wrong side. But it was the Indians. Like they fired first and didn't ask questions.
No one cared. I was happy. I was like, good. Palmer's dead. Great. I was like, I don't have to listen to this guy again. This guy's the worst. Like, it's not even like.
R.I.P. Palmer.
All right, or not.
I was happy. I was like, I don't like people dying in a show or whatever, but I was just like, good. I was like, I cannot stand this character. He should have died last season in the finale.
Yeah, when Massey kicked him off the ship in there, and if he had just poofed away then, I would think we would be okay. Like,
Guys, I miss Margot.
Well, we know things are bad.
Wait, where was Elena in this episode?
Aleda wasn't there at all.
She's doing what she does.
She has been nothing but wallpaper this whole season. Like she's might as well not even be in the show.
She cares too much what's happening on Titan. Like it seems like the Titan people are just doing whatever their own thing. Like
whose wallpaper?
Aleda.
Aleda.
Yeah. So did we even see her this episode?
No.
We were just discussing that.
She had the week off.
No,
but she's been.
We didn't see anyone in the command center.
Yeah. We don't even see the command center.
Yeah.
We hear. What's his name?
Miles, right?
Miles. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We only hear him. I guess he's in Moxie. I guess because once the military people they take Moxie, that's like the end. Like we're told.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess that's like the bridge of the ship, or that's like ops of the station.
Yeah.
Kevin, you've been quiet. Do you have any thoughts?
Nope.
He's deep in thought about the.
I actually, Dave, I thought of you though when the Marines were getting ready to go and they were like, "Hoorah!"
Oh, I was like, oh,
Dave had to have loved that.
I thought it was a weak hoorah.
Yeah,
I
was like, that's a bad guy hoorah right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It was a weak hoorah. They all went hoorah.
They remind me of like the mobile infantry and Starship Troopers, who, for the record, I like the movie.
They had way more spunk.
Yeah,
I like that movie and everything, but
Starship Troopers right now instead of this show.
Yeah, a better thing.
We
But
should
like
do the Starship Troopers review. I think we should do that.
we should. It would be actually that would be a fun.
But not all the sequels.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, would you like to know more?
Did we not start the screenshots yet?
Not yet. No, we've been.
God, let's get rolling.
All right, let's do it. Okay,
I told you the word was efficiency.
We'll get through it quick. This episode was actually pretty quick. It was only like 40-something minutes. Anyway, so we start here in the desert of Mars. We got the son and daughter of Mars here. Hence the title.
Did we explain why they're out?
Nope.
No, because like there's this big jump here from the end of the last episode where that sergeant gets killed and AJ was crying, and then I guess she got rescued, and then they were like, "This is war. Forget the rubber bullets. We're invading and putting the end of these terrorists forever." I guess they're out on some kind of reconnaissance.
No, Alex wanted to show her his cool bike.
Yeah.
This is a date.
Yeah, I think they're on a date.
Chicks dig bikes, dude.
It's true.
As they look up in horror, as we see something emerging from the sky, what could it be?
The design of the drop ships, though, they were nice.
Oh, she even got her name on her suit. That's fancy.
This kind of reminded me of Dune.
Yeah.
Is it a bird? Or is it a plane? Well, it's kind of a plane. It's an invading force of soldiers, including United States Marines, but other nations as well.
These drop ships are pretty.
This was cool though.
Banger though.
Yeah, they're not playing games. They're coming to take it over. Not even like a demand for surrender here. They're just coming in hot. They're all in their space marine suits with the guns, ready to go here. And we see Haskell, and then we see AJ herself. She is pissed. She's got that jaw clenched like never before, and she is ready to.
It's like her papa.
Yeah, the Steven Psycho eyes.
Yeah, she's got that Stevens.
Is or is she scared?
I think she's angry and sad. I think that's what we're also, like she's out for revenge.
All I can tell you is the writers want me to sympathize for this girl, and I just can't. I don't know why. I just can't.
She grew up without a dad.
You hate
I don't
everyone,
care.
Jody.
What's that?
I
was
said
that?
you don't sympathize with her because you hate everyone on this.
You know what? I sympathize with Margot now. Okay.
Yeah.
Margot stand.
Yeah. When's she getting her pardon? Let's find out. But anyway, so she's here, and that is our teaser for the episode, Sons and Daughters, as we're heading in. The battle is coming. We get our credits, and
if you want a cohesive story, look elsewhere, Dave.
Well, here we go. And then over to the other storyline, which is Titan. So there's going to be a lot of ping-ponging here between the Titan story and the Mars story. I want to say a couple things about the Titan because I've missed you guys for the last 3 weeks. I do love the way they show Titan. But I and it's a cool environment, and I looked it up. Like, it has a similar atmospheric pressure to Earth, although it's only 13% of Earth's gravity, which means it has less gravity than the moon. It is a very low,
colder too, right?
and it's extremely cold there. It is 170 degrees Celsius most of the time. It only gets a certain amount of light, and actually it has in reality an orange haze if you were to stand there. But I guess it would look too much like Mars if they did that, so they need to differentiate it, so they make it like this gray green color.
That's why we're not going anywhere else. Every bloody planet's just orange.
So the most terrifying environment imaginable.
Like it's not like no, that would be Venus probably.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
if you go to Venus, you would get obliterated in seconds. But like,
Right, I mean like that you could actually like survive for a day.
Oh, this would be an extremely scary place to be, especially if you're cut off from mission control. Like, that's no good. But
not only that, there's like an insurrection and there's riots, and then there's an invading force. And
yeah,
mission
like
control. Like,
this is not the ideal situation to send somebody this far away. But we see that
but you know what they don't have here? Flash mobs.
Well, I guess that's an
That would-
improvement.
that would bring some life to this lifeless soul of a planet.
No, it would bring some death. Flash mobs bring death and destruction.
Yes, have we not learned anything?
But how long until the crew of Sojourner says this is our colony and we are declaring independence for the people here?
Do a dance, and
Who
then
the hell would want this planet?
Well, there's a
Cold
question.
and inhabitable.
We
Terrible.
got
thinking about Mars, to be honest.
The lighting is terrible.
Right. So like you got Walt here, you got good old Walt, you got Kelly and other person.
I did think once you said that, Dave, do these spacesuits look like they can handle negative 170?
No, like you would need
They look like paper towel commercials.
Yes, they do.
you would need
So, I was
extreme
thinking about
thermal
this.
protection here.
So when we go forward, we'll see that their suits are almost like they've been inflated. So, which
Yeah.
I'm assuming has something to do with the air, but
But the
I
pressure
think
there is
they're
not that
also
high.
heating it.
Like
Yeah,
it's
I'm
almost
wondering
it's
if
very
they're
close to
heating it.
our atmospheric pressure. So it's like
You got to be
you
heating these things or something.
but you need a lot of like cold protection for sure. Anyway, so they're going along because they couldn't just land where this site was, or they couldn't even move. I don't understand why they couldn't move Sojourner like the 10 kilometers that they needed to be,
Is that
but
a
they had.
zipper?
Yeah,
think
I guess her.
fuel's-
I think she has like it's part of like the underlayer. There's like I think it's part of the thermal underlayer she
So you're
wears.
going to
but
send somebody to minus 130 degrees Celsius.
170.
You're going to put 170, excuse me, and you're going to have a metal zipper on it. Oh,
Maybe
boy.
it's plastic.
maybe.
Anyway, maybe. But so anyway, they're going to find where the life might be. They're trying to find their original robot, and I don't know. They get there. They've all they couldn't. I guess they couldn't move their ship or whatever. So they're almost there, and they finally find it. And they said, "Oh, the robot never thought it would see us again." And Walt's like, "Robots don't think things. They're robots." And they're like, "Shut up, Walt." But that's then they find it here. And
Walt is slowly turning into the Sheldon of this episode.
yeah, he's pretty much. They get out there and they're trying to extract it. And they find this stuff growing on it. Like, I guess this isn't life. This is some
It
kind
doesn't
of.
matter what planet you're on. That you shouldn't touch.
It looks weird. But I'm not quite sure on what the scientific version of this or name for this is. But it looked like some kind of mineral growth. Anyway, so they're testing that on their old robot probe that
Space pot.
that brought them here in the first place. Anyway, and so they're going to put it in the mobile lab, everyone. They brought a little mobile laboratory with them, and they're going to see if it is the life they're looking for. Very exciting, even though they're completely cut off from mission control, but who cares? They're only on a planet like 1 billion kilometers away or something.
It's a moon.
So they're doing the tests inside of their little mobile lab. They are getting in there, and they put it in, and they wait for the results. Analyzing, processing. Meanwhile,
Enhance.
yeah, we got this other crew member whose name escapes me, but the woman who was with Walt and Kelly, and they're trying to get contact with Mission Control on Mars, but the frequency is dead, jammed, presumably because of the military attack. And I don't know, Kelly is a mom. Not like she's
Say that like that's a
I know there's not much she can do or anything, but she seems a little more preoccupied with the mission than she is whether or not her son might get shot in the face by the Marines. But
he's always come second to her.
Right. She is a Baldwin, I know. But
exactly.
It's so like she's concerned, but secondarily, Anyway, back to Mars, where it's going down. We get Lily and Alex running away here. They're all hearing about how the M6 militaries are here, and a lot of people are hiding. And this guy is trying to get everything organized here. That from the Happy Valley Corps, the HVC, the new civilian paramilitary thing that they've created to defend. And Alex he's supposed to go to his designated spot because he's a medic, but he's not going to go. He doesn't want to split up with his girlfriend, and she doesn't want to go either. So they're not going to do that. Then the power gets cut. The military has cut off their power in the old Mission Control here. Nothing to panic about, as we see Buddy, who wrote the song in the last episode about the Marzi struggle. He's been yeah, it's that guy. I watched all three. I watched the 2 episodes on the plane, and then I watched this one today. He's that guy. Anyways, he's gotten beat up and hogtied here as the military has taken control of, the power plant. We got Haskell here. I don't know. Can I just comment about Haskell's role in all this? Because, I know he's a Marine and that's fine, but he is coming in here to basically open fire on people he kind of grew up with. And it's kind of a messed up situation at best. I don't even know if from a military standpoint, I know he has intelligence, but is this kind of a conflict of interest for him, and not a strategic move?
But it seems so silly that they would have put basically new Marines into this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically
they don't want to waste the good ones. They're fighting the aliens.
I suppose so.
They're in the perimeter, man.
Yeah. We also get the conversation between Haskell and Jarrett, AJ here, where there's how do you feel about that sergeant dying? And she's like, they're all evil, or these bastards are gonna pay, and they're kill them all, basically. To quote Starship Troopers once again. And she's tearing down these free Mars posters.
Would you like to know more?
I can say one thing:
good Marzi is a dead Marzi.
Then you see somebody stomping on them.
I can tell you one thing: they never ran out of enough. They might run out of food and everything else, but they'll never run out of spray paint on Mars.
Got that.
Anyway, so they're going along. They got their mission, and they're going to go through the different corridors to try.
Okay,
to get
so go back to that screenshot, Adam. What does that remind you of?
What?
Come on, aliens. The scene with her in the EV suit thing.
Oh, you mean the big with
the 2 lights on the top, and they're just kind of coming in.
Yeah. So the military working their way through the base. We see some of these Marzies trying to organize. Alex and Lily present, along with a few other civilians. And we see this one who's trash talking her dad, Lily's dad, Miles, glorious leader, and not too thrilled with him. And she kind of feels a little bad as she sees the daughter go by. But Miles is only seen. He's not seen in this episode either. He's just on the speakers, presumably mission control, directing his fine nation while it lasts. Anyway, and not going well.
Like, just his messages are just like, if anyone hasn't helped yet, we need your help. And if you don't, hide and shelter, but we really need you.
Yeah. like I know, if I was on that council, I would be like, if we're serious about trying to do this, we got to be prepared for them to attack us, and they kind of are. They get out the guns here, and they're distributing arms, and they go, hey, who's got military experience? It's like only like 2 or 3 of the people, and so they're immediately like generals here. Let's go. You 2 guys are in charge, or team leaders. I think they're designated.
That might work the same way in real life. I don't know.
Yeah. Remember this guy? We've seen him since season 4. He was part of the original asteroid heist, and he's about to get shot in the face in a second here.
not gonna work here anymore.
Yeah, but he's designating everyone. He's kind of like the he's
terminated.
He's more like the true general here, I suppose. And Lily gets designated as a press. Good media. You are gonna film all this so that we can document what's happening.
I actually like that, and I think it's made me think of Jake Sisko, civilian journalist on the front lines reporting back.
It is an important thing to have, especially in this kind of situation where you're so cut off from Earth. And I think just for historical purposes, you definitely want to document things. Probably not something you want to figure out right this second, but if it has to be, it has to be. Anyway, so they're getting along there. They give Alex a gun. Have you ever used one of these before? Nope. Well, always act like it's loaded and go from there. But then the military guys attack them, and before we know it, Mr. Revolutionary over here, he gets killed right away. Right away. He goes down hard.
I believe the term is red misted.
Yeah, he's red misted for sure.
Yikes.
Yeah, in front of them all.
Right. Was he? Did he claim to have any military training at all?
I think he did. I think he was one of the few.
If he did, I think number one is you don't peek your head out when people are shooting at you.
Okay, if you're going to say something when people have guns, you don't stand up with a gun in your hand. If you want to surrender, you do a white flag. There's ways of making it clear that you aren't looking to fight.
Now, to be honest, though, we don't know if the M5 soldiers would just do it anyway. But
true.
Not the U.S. M6. Only the.
Oh no, they have integrity, just like the real U.S.
But not the French. They'll friggin' shoot you right away.
Indians.
Yeah. Anyway, it's horrific as he's been killed here. And it gets worse because the assault, they don't give these people any chance to surrender whatsoever. It's a fight to the death as people start to fight back. Alex and Lily in particular are in shock by seeing this. And before you know it, a lot of these other people get killed too. They start firing back, but the fight is not exactly fair because they're kind of outmatched.
Who could have called this?
Yeah. Anybody with military experience, these are the all people that seem to die. They seem to forget all their training, Jeff, to your point.
Yeah, but military service can also be, combat engineer.
Also, the thing is they're not showing is that when you are, you're not the superior military, but you are the defensive operator here. And they have all the advantage of knowing where they are, how everything works, where to hunker, where to hide, where to ambush. All these things are not even thought of. They're
that's my frustration with it. I get they're peaceful civilians and they don't even want the fight, but
but they know where to fucking hide. They know where to blockade stuff.
Right. But if you are actually going to resist this, then you better this is not a good plan. You can just surrender if you really don't want to fight. Then just okay.
This place is like Crate City. You're telling me you couldn't just block some hallways, force your enemy down one corridor, have at them,
exactly.
There's all these things. So instead, they're going to push all these boxes into the middle of the room. stand on one side of it and then wait for them to come. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Don't worry. To the rescue is Celia Boyd, who comes on in with some other forces, and they start firing back, but they're firing tear gas or something.
Well, she
maybe?
throws down tear gas for cover. I don't even
Cover.
think it's tear gas. I think it's just a smoke grenade.
And she's like, "Come on, everyone!" And we see a lot of it's from Lily's perspective through the camera. We're seeing this all kind of play out as but they lose quite a few Marzies in this initial battle, if you want to call it that. And
it's not a battle; it's an execution.
Well, you're right, because they don't even give them a chance to surrender, at all. Come out with your hands up or throw up a white flag or anything like that. Alex has
there to seize the base. They don't care.
Yeah, they straight up just mowing down all these civilians.
True. And so, but just
strategic insertion.
Yeah. Alex hides behind a crate successfully as Celia and Lily and a few others, they kind of move along, and we see a lot of Boyd leading the troops here. Anyway, so we'll come back to that. Then we go back to Titan, where the processing of the data has finally come in, and they're looking at the results of whether it's life or not. But guess what, everyone? Inconclusive. So
I thought maybe Chat GPT was telling me I was out of credits or something.
Yeah. So it's no different than their initial analysis that they had already tested from the probe's findings before. And then there's this choice that
can you go back one slide?
Her?
No, back one. Why is Kelly so shocked? Bitch, you haven't found anything the entire time you've been up there.
The only thing you found was a pregnancy and terrible spaghetti.
Yeah, well, anyway, I don't know, because she was really counting on this, to happen, to come through. That was going to make this all worthwhile. I think I haven't talked to you about the fact that she cooked the trajectory to force them to have to land here in the first place. I can't wait for her and Walt to have that argument, because I think he might lose his mind on her. But right now that's not. So she's like, I did some savory things for the greater good here, and the payoff
for the greater good. She doesn't even know if there's life. It's not a guaranteed thing. It's completely I guess maybe in her head it's there, and because they did a little preliminary research or whatever.
It's almost like she's putting her intentions before.
But once they find life, I don't know, because I have to see how this is going to tie into the finale to answer your question. Because if it's now we found life and now no one wants to fight anymore. Everyone lay down your arms and hug each other and hold hands around the world. Maybe that's what's going to happen, kind of like at the end of season 2, or we get this handshake between the cosmonaut and Danielle, and that really seemed to fix a lot of the crisis of that season. So
I didn't get that. That was just a propaganda photo op. I never understood why that mattered. There was just an attack on the moon where people died because of a gunfight, very similar to what happened in this episode. And then all of a sudden things were better because of a handshake photo op. It made no sense to me.
You know what, though? Because it may be propaganda, but it gives people hope. Like the moon joy we all just experienced from Artemis 2.
Yeah,
that wasn't propaganda. That was a mission.
Well, so is this mission. I guess this mission, having you think this would unite everybody, just them going to Titan, but not really.
Everyone's
not when they have travel that goes in between Mars and Earth regularly. It's no longer that exciting, I guess.
So it's not just enough to go to a new planet anymore, right? It's
now they got to find life. They got to do up. So.
They got to find money.
money.
There's money in life. Anyway, so they come this decision, do they abort the mission now? Because the results are still inconclusive, and I guess the other crew members who are back on Sojourner, they would like to maybe go home. But they need Aleda to give them trajectory, which they don't have yet. So I didn't think it was that hard of a decision here for Kelly to make as acting commander, because she can't go home anyway. So why not stay and keep going here on the mission? Now that she's in charge.
Well, I'm not sure what they think they're going to achieve by trying to leave now anyway. Because if you don't have your trajectory,
They went. They
but they don't even have they don't even have the escape trajectory yet to leave.
Have the ability to leave because they don't actually know the trajectory.
So they might as well do this, I guess. I thought, but it's a kind of a moment here where, but also like there's really nothing she can do. She can go back to the ship and wait on the ship for that to come in, but that's about it. So okay, I guess we're gonna do it, Kelly says, and yes, even Walt's happy about it, which surprised me. And they're gonna keep going with the science here.
Well, he's on board now that he doesn't have to be in charge. He's really happy.
I don't think he should. Like, why was he in charge in the first place? Like he was not the best choice for that. But here we are.
I'm not sure Baldwin is either, though.
He's an Yeah, she said he was like the best exobiologist she'd ever met. I don't like.
Yeah, well, she hasn't met Keiko O'Brien. No, she was an exobotanist.
That's true. I don't. Who's an exobiologist?
There's no way anybody.
Jency Dax is an exobiologist. Anyway, so they have to climb a mountain to go further into this explanation or this mission. So that's where we leave off with them there. Who's ready to go climb a mountain? We are. Ha ha ha. Back to Mars, where it's no ha ha ha. There's chess games that never were finished here. We got the military guys coming through here. They're checking coffee cups that are still warm. They were just here. We got to find them. So they're almost like hunting corridor by corridor, looking for people that they can shoot. And we see that maybe there's somebody behind these crates. Haskell, I guess, leading here as a corporal, or
don't these guys have like thermal scopes or something they can use. Like,
I guess. I don't know. Like, wait. And then somebody tries to shoot at them from behind the crate, and more fighting breaks out here. And yeah, the Marines and everyone, they kind of just fire back. And we see AJ in particular. She takes out this woman in the moment. I guess this is the first time she kills somebody, right? And we see her reaction to it.
She gets the craving.
But was the getting revenge, like, was that serviced here in terms of, her fallen comrade? But the fighting continues here. And
I think that kind of changed her. Like, she was like, it was very quick. It was a very quick moment. But
yeah,
I think she kind of like realized like, oh fuck, like this, I don't want this.
Right. Like, which we see the person that she killed here, and her reaction. Like, I also watched the Departed on the plane coming back, and there's that whole scene where Vera Farmiga's character is talking to Leonardo DiCaprio about like, well, yeah, sometimes when the cops come in and they cry because they have to use their weapons, and Leonardo DiCaprio's like, use their weapons? They signed up to use their weapons. Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, is AJ that, or did she join the Marines with more sort of noble intentions, and she never wanted to kill anybody?
I think her intentions.
I don't think you joined the Marines to not kill people. They are the first attack force.
Yeah,
like I think with her it was all to prove she's not like her genetics are not. She's not crazy. She's capable.
She's really.
I got bad news for her.
Right, and you see that this other Marine said, I thought we'd get more of a fight from these Marcies, but I guess not, and he's more of that type, I was thinking, right?
How do we not get a fight from people who have never been trained militarily and are just civilians?
This murder is easy.
Willie.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Sorry.
He's like, this murder is easy.
Too easy.
Easy.
I thought this would be harder murder.
Turns out I'm great at it.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. All right.
Boom.
And they just leave these dead bodies like in their wake, and there's.
They should have at least double tapped. Zombies.
Jeez, it's not Zombieland.
Oh my god! If only they turned into zombies, then
that would have been amazing.
The show would have been top notch. Then imagine they all just come out of the dead, and it's just on Mars. You can come back from the dead. That just happens to be something with atmospheric pressure. And
Alex then comes along, and he finds a lot of these people. But according to this woman, whose name I don't know either, but she's one of the old heist people as well, and she's been wounded but not dead. And so Alex gets a moment here to be like a medic and put pressure on it, and I got duct tape. I'll fix you. This This worked well for Gordo and Tracy back in the day. It can work for you. So get her to the med bay. Then coming through here, we back to Titan where I like how Kelly and Walt set this woman up to be the climber. You know, like, you go up, we'll stay down here. It's fine. And we'll hold the rope. Well, you do this. And she climbs this mountain and she's starting to get a core sample from up here. But then something slips and goes wrong, and we find out she has a puncture in her suit, and she needs to be sort of rescued. That's the whole point of the scene, is that Kelly's going to have to do this herself. So kind of a waste of time, in my opinion, this whole bit.
Yes, it's another one of them. Oh, Kelly is amazing moments.
Or we gotta say we have a great tension, or save the day. Anyway, like, that's my feeling on that whole bit. Back to Mars. More of the military coming through, and like we see Boyd and her people, which includes a couple wounded people. Like, they're moving along, and then they get ambushed by Palmer. Good old Palmer and his MPK people. At this moment, I was like, this is why you should have like done whatever you could have to make sure that they didn't keep stealing your medical supplies and your weapons, and then be able to turn on you if this ever happened. You know. Disagree if you want, but you know, that was like, if I was on that Marzi council, I'd be like, this is an intolerable threat to the security of the Federation, and you need to do something about it. But here we are. Palmer
you would definitely end up a bad Merle.
I would end up as a Cisco for sure. You know, anyway, so then you got Celia and all the rest, they have to surrender their weapons. Now but good thing, Palmer, he observes the Geneva Convention, so he will be quite merciful here as a captor, as he tells everyone. And guess who's with him? Fred. Remember Celia's partner, Fred? Does
Fred not look like evil Will Ferrell?
A little bit, yeah. He reminds me of somebody.
Universe goatee Will Ferrell.
He looks like Opie from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, he's got a few things going on. Like, you know, it's not his fault. He wanted to be a good guy, you know, but he just did some really bad things.
Shoot his wife or something.
He fell in with the wrong crowd. Anyway, he hit Celia with a pipe in the head. Anything else? Anyway, so they've been taken captive, including Lily and everything else, and Celia's shooting daggers at Fred. She doesn't want to hear it from Fred or from Palmer. You can all stick it, you know. Anyway, they're taken here, and then some valuable hostages, like the great glorious leaders, referring to Miles' daughter Lily. You know, using her as a bargaining chip of sorts, and. Anyway, Palmer being more of a jerk, he then starts talking. Oh no, I guess we get a little bit of here with Fred and Celia, where he's like, "I'm really sorry, Celia. I know I hit you with a pipe, and I joined this like group, and we're fighting and everything, but like, I'm a nice guy. You know, it's cool. Can we like hang out again?" But she's not having it. We'll come back to all that. Meanwhile, Alex managed to get that wounded woman to the med bay, get her to the doctor. We find out he saved her life by using the duct tape. Good job, Alex. More people come in wounded. He's like, "Where's Lily? Tell me where Lily is." But they don't know. And
come on in. I've got my roll of duct tape for you.
I got duct tape though. We've Russian doctor man, who is, I always forget. Anyway, he's like, "We don't have any plasma. We're running out of saline and all the medical supplies that Palmer stole, and they did nothing about." And so he's like, "Well, I can go get it for you. Alex is like, "I can go steal it from Dev somehow, or maybe Dev will give it to me if I ask for it," I think is what he's thinking. And so I like the comment here. He goes, "I've been running around the ducks, since I was a kid." He's like, "You're still a kid."
Yeah.
Well, he just saw like probably about 8 or 9 people shot right in front of him today. It's going to help you grow up really quick, I guess. Here you go.
Now, I got to say that the young fella who plays Alex, I thought did a really good job this episode, like portraying just in his eyes and in his face how horrified he was, especially at the start with the shooting and everything. I think he did a great job.
I think he's a pretty good actor, honestly. The one who plays Lily, I'm less enthusiastic about her as her performance. But maybe it's the flash mob. Maybe that's coloring my my bias.
Probably.
Yeah. So he's gonna go and try to get the medical supplies, and they give him a list, and then I guess this one woman says thank you to him for saving a life, and Alex is, the future of Mars is Alex. As he gives her a little hand thing. Back to Palmer. He's talking trash to Lily about her dad and him being a rat.
Now, it's funny, Dave, that you said you watched The Departed the other day, because I watched The Departed the other day too, which is one of my favorites. I watch it often, and I thought about it during this scene because it turns out that Miles is a cheese-eating rat.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, he's a rat. Why do you think he didn't go down for that that riot all those years ago? Wasn't it because they were all pardoned by Ellen? Like, don't we remember this? Like didn't they get a blanket pardon for the riot? She was still the president at the time.
Yeah.
So I don't think he had to be a rat to, or whatever. That doesn't make any sense.
Self-preservation. He knows where to hang out.
But he didn't need self-preservation. He had a blanket pardon. Anyway. So, this is obviously going to lead to some kind of conversation between Lily and her dad in the next episode, where you betrayed us all. But he was like, he was just protecting his family. Who could blame him? Because he says, why do you think he got off all those years ago? Because he was tortured by the CIA. Was that why?
Anyway. Okay, I finally figured it out. All right.
Sorry. Anyway, back to Titan, where the woman who got her suit punctured is, fixed here by Kelly quickly. Then she's like, I'm going on the climb next. I'll climb up and find the life that's very integral here. And she starts climbing up, and then we see some blue stuff sparkling in the distance, foreshadowing what we're going to be revealed. Any predictions other than just a bean life of some kind?
Another North Korean.
If we could only be so lucky.
Actually, I think they're going to mix it up. It'll be a South Korean.
No, sorry. It's not another one. It's Lee.
It's Lee. Lee's just there, and he's still listening to that Korean song he was in that whole montage.
Or it'll be Margot.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Margot's the life.
Margot comes around with a Tootsie Roll.
She's like, you need one of these?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, but I think this is the last we see.
Ghost of Ed Baldwin.
Maybe it is. That would be. I'd be, or somebody like that.
A force ghost.
It's a force ghost of Karen.
Yes.
Of Karen.
Now
we're talking.
Making spaghetti.
She says, "Don't trust those Stevens."
That is the most horrible thing I think of.
Especially Jimmy.
Yeah.
Especially Jimmy.
Anyway, so I think this is the last we see of Kelly, because we can't have that reveal
God,
yet.
I hope so, but no, it won't be.
Back to the military guys. They're blowing up doors and making their way through the base and coming along here, attacking more people. And we see that the one crew here includes Martian Aussie and Governor Pelinov, who is back in a tie and a suit, and he was I guess he was fighting with them, or he was gonna fight with them, but then he's like, well, good, the whole crisis is over, I'm so glad, take me away from these terrorists. But
this guy is the Hans Gruber of this show. That is what this guy is.
I guess this is all a ruse. He's really with the Marsies,
or he's a complete dick.
Or he's a complete dick.
I think he's a horrible actor, because I cannot figure out what the hell's going on with him ever.
Yeah, no, I can't say I enjoy him either.
But I think he's like, take me to your leader, take me to your commanding officer, and daggers from Martian Aussie here, as we'd hope you find you, Governor. I like how he gets visually ID'd here. Okay, good. Yeah, you matched
I like
the
how
picture.
the guy's like, I'm not really familiar. Well,
I think he'd be kind of famous. I think he'd be kind of famous. You're pretty sure you know it was him anyway. In this whole situation, but you traitor! Even though we took you prisoner,
maybe
how
that's
could
part
you?
of the plan. Maybe that's big thing.
Maybe this is Maybe this is a plan that they've set up, is to let him get captured. And I could see that totally being the case. That's Miles's great master plan. Meanwhile, we got Alex here who is going through the corridors. He sees the MPKs and he's hiding. He ends up hiding in the vents. Remember the vents that Ed
ironically
and Dev used to put him through years ago?
But I thought nobody but kids could fit in those vents.
Well, Alex can fit.
Still a kid.
He's still a kid. 6'4" kid. Yeah, he could do it. Get your legs in there. And we got Palmer coming through with Boyd and the rest of these people he's taking prisoner. And somehow Alex can't be quiet for 2 seconds as they're coming through here while he's hiding the vents. And Palmer hears it. What's that over there? Let's go check out that vent. Maybe a rat's in there. A cheese-eating rat. And while they're going at this, we see that Fred, he's like, okay, this is your chance. Run away, Boyd. I told you I want to go be friends after. Let's be cool, and he lets them go.
I just murdered that one guy, but it was okay.
Yeah, it was in self-defense.
That's who I finally figured out who he was because it's been bugging me for ages. So I finally looked it up. He was from Breaker High.
Yeah, Breaker High. Yeah,
we've talked about that.
I must have missed that.
But he does look like Opie.
He doesn't look like Opie.
Has he been in anything else I know? Because I feel like I know him. I never watched Breaker High.
A ton of shit, but nothing great. Nothing that's
including this.
Yeah, probably including this.
Yeah. Anyway. They're shocked, but they're like, okay. And will Boyd change her mind about Fred? Will Fred get any credit for this later on?
I think she's happy he did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She likes this. She prefers this to be head in the head with a pipe.
Before he was 100% a scumbag. Now he's 90% a scumbag.
90%. Well, it's better. It's an improvement.
Yeah, that's good for her, though. She's like, oh, good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Palmer is about to get the jump here on Alex and take Alex prisoner. But right when Alex is about to get cornered, here come a bunch of the M6 people, the non-Americans, as I've been alluding to. I think a couple Indian soldiers and others who are like, they just come in and they shoot and ask questions later. And Palmer's like, no, we're on the same side. It's all good. It's all good. And they almost immediately get killed, even though they're holding their hands up and seemingly surrendering. Does Fred die here, or does Fred get away? I was a little confused about Fred.
Fred dies. That was
Fred's done.
Yeah. Fred dies?
Yep.
Yeah, he gets shot.
Okay, I didn't know if I saw him die, but
did he get shot?
I thought maybe Fred got away. We'll see next episode.
No, you see, because Alex eventually comes out of the thing, and he's walking around all the bodies.
And you see Fred?
And Fred is sitting there. Yeah.
Okay.
He was the one that was sitting upright, wasn't he?
No, I think it's this other guy. But
okay.
Guess we'll find out. But
yeah, we'll find out.
Maybe he's going to be the surprise for.
I don't think Fred dies here, but I guess I could be wrong. Anyway, but guess who does? Palmer. And these other guys, Palmer and background extra MPKs, as Boyd and the rest get away. They hear the shots, but they're like, I don't know, keep moving. Like, what are we gonna do?
Lily does like, what is happening?
Yeah,
like, what do you mean what's happening? The Marines are invading.
Yeah, gunshots.
Aren't you supposed to be a reporter?
Yeah. Well, not right now. Anyway, so we see Palmer went down hard, and they go, oh, these guys are MPK. I guess they were on our side. Whoops.
Yeah, like no accountability. They just go, oh well,
we got to keep moving.
We're sure these weren't Americans.
Yeah, no American soldier would do this. Only non-Americans would be so cold. Anyway, so even Alex seems sad about Palmer. Good old Palmer. He was a scumbag, but what he could do. It comes out of the vent, and he sees all the carnage. More dead. He's seen a lot of dead people today. Haley Joel Osment style. But then he finds Lily's camcorder, which he was using to record some of the earlier things. And, this is going to be the lifeline, I suppose, moving forward. Then we go back over to AJ and Haskell, who are working their way through. They end up running into some other soldiers, M6 soldiers. They do their little password. There's a word and then a password. And they're French guys, and they, nobody shoot. They're M6, etc., etc. they get into an argument here about which way is the right way to go on the map. And Haskell goes, no, that's wrong. You have to go this way. But the French guy doesn't believe him, and they're going to go on their original mission.
Is he French or is he German? He's got a very German name. Maybe Swiss.
Yeah, maybe. No, he wasn't speaking French.
Okay, whatever it was not English, but
foreign language.
Foreign language. Subtitles, guys, right there. It's right there. I'm not have an ear for all the languages. Anyway, they don't listen to him, and like AJ's like, we're gonna do our original mission. We're gonna take our prisoners to mission control, but then they don't. They give their prisoners to these guys. Like that made no sense to me either. Like we're going, huh?
They don't know what they're doing. I think that's the whole point. Is these Marines are just like, what's the map say? We're going this way. You know, like they don't know.
But we're led to believe like AJ and Haskell are like they actually know what they're doing. But I'm like, you just said like you were going to fulfill your mission by taking these prisoners to where you were supposed to take them, and now, but then they give their prisoners over.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like they're alone after this. So
I just feel like they're missing scenes in this entire episode.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like it's pieced together.
It's been edited a little bit to death.
Yeah.
This show is a fucking mess. It's just a mess.
I was waiting for that.
So now we have just AJ and Haskell by themselves fulfilling some kind of a mission, which I don't fully understand. And
is this where people like it's like a naughty corner or like where everyone?
Yeah, this is where they make the Mars babies.
Okay, but like, who did Haskell bang? Is what, because he was saying, Alex, when are you gonna get laid with Lily? Come on, and there was only like 4 kids. It was only him. So it's the Russian. So I guess the Russian was his friend, or more a girlfriend, if you will, at one point. And we know that he reacted to her death, learning about her death in the when all the domes broke up the flash mob and all that. But he's still going along with all this. Anyway, he's feeling like.
How long ago was that though? When you think about it, though, because their Lily Dale's relationship with Alex is pretty new still, right? Because if you look at the writing, their initials are there too. So.
Yeah, a few months, I think. It depends how long this. It depends how long it's been since the rebellion. I guess it's been a few months. Anyway, so meanwhile, Alex is in the same section that AJ and Haskell are moving through, and this is a collision made in hell. Alex is kind of going along. He has a gun now, but doesn't really know how to use it. And
that's not totally true, Dave.
Oh well, he does. Well, I guess he's a quick learner.
He figured it out.
Yeah, because he's going along, and then all of a sudden he runs into Haskell, and they're both pointing flashlights at each other, and they can't see each other, who each other are. So then Alex shoots first, Han Solo style, and he takes down Haskell, and AJ is sort of separated from him because they were trying to get all the hallways covered, but it didn't make sense for them for me to split up like they did. But I don't know, who am I to question the Marines? Anyway, so then we realize Haskell's down, he's been shot, and Alex, horrified that he's shot somebody, but then quickly realizes who he shot, his old best friend Haskell. So that's upsetting, I suppose. Anyway, but then he goes into medic mode. He drops the gun. He's immediately trying to save his friend, and then AJ shows up, and she wants to shoot Alex in the face, but she holds back, which is good. She got out that killing people thing earlier, and now she's a little less.
Oh, she's coming back for more. Don't worry.
Yeah. And she realizes that Alex knows Haskell, and so chooses to trust Alex a little bit here in this moment, even despite what's happened. And I can save him, Alex says. Where can I take him? And he's like, there's only one place we can get to from here. We got to get to Dev, So let's pick him up. They drag him bleeding here, and they're knocking on the panic room for Dev here. And we see him looking on his monitor.
Using a Mac. That's his first mistake.
Yeah. He's kind of evil Bill Gates, or Steve Jobs.
At least it's not Vista.
Bill Gates is evil Bill Gates.
I meant Steve Jobs, but anyway. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, so do we let him in, sir? Yeah, okay. Let's do it. And then Dev is, this is the only time we see Dev in the episode. And as Kevin pointed out, the villain of the series. What will come next? So, how can you say no to that face though? With
I could easily.
Baby face.
Yeah, come on. He
helped.
He did help Dev steal the asteroid. He crawled through some vents, and then Dev gave him a motorcycle and some advice once. Anyway, and that is the episode. Sorry, guys. I know it's
Baldwin kids shouldn't be anywhere near bicycles.
Or anything dangerous, really.
Anything with two wheels, they probably shouldn't have.
So that's the episode. Is there any trivia, these days later to talk of? Well, Adam, then I would like to be sexified. Did that come out wrong?
Let's
go.
With Adam. Yeah.
Oh, I like the after that. Okay.
Yeah.
So the title, guys, is a double reference and a misdirection. Sons and Daughters refers not only to Alex and Avery, but also to the Sons and Daughters of Mars, the SDM, and the informal independence movement. The episode is literally about the next generation inheriting the consequences of the old one. Wow.
Okay.
So like retirement money?
What?
Like retirement?
Well, they're all dead, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Like, there's 5,000 people who live on this colony, but like, how many people
Not
do
anymore.
get? There's less, but I don't know how many casualties have occurred here. Seems like a lot of people are just hiding, but how many places are there to hide?
Well, there's lots of ducks. Duct work.
Ducks.
I was gonna say
I
I
see what
didn't
you
know
did
Mars
there.
was populated with a lot of ducks.
So apparently, guys, they skipped Avery's rescue on purpose. Instead of showing how Avery was saved from drifting in space, the episode jumps straight into her arrival with the Marines. This was a deliberate pacing by the writers to keep the viewer disoriented, mirroring the chaos of what was going on Mars.
They deliberately
How do you
wanted
feel
to.
about that,
Watching a show to be disoriented.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a great narrative thing to do.
It's exactly
but-
what you want your storytelling.
Right. Like that, the MDK massacre was filmed to feel accidental and inevitable, meaning it was in a shot in a quick, almost clinical way. The writers wanted to feel like a real fog of war tragedy, not just a dramatic set piece.
To be fair, like I thought it was like, pretty intense. Like these people coming through and killing people, and like it was. I can't say I was bored by all of it, but the Titan stuff a little more so. I thought that was not a lot was going on there for me.
Yeah.
And last episode was the opposite. The Titan stuff was kind of exciting, and the Mars stuff was boring as sin. It was a nice like switch up that way, but like the Mars stuff.
Just make both of them the same, then that would be good.
Yeah, that would be good. The Mars stuff, like for the majority of the season, has been pretty boring, and so it's getting better. But
they're relying heavily on the Mars storyline this season, right? Like so.
Yeah, it's been a slog of a season. Ask Kevin.
What are you talking about? Kevin loves it.
Do we have any more sexy fun facts?
Thank you, Heather. I do. Silvio's death is a flip of the classic trope of somebody trying to de-escalate a situation as he's instantly shot mid-sentence, and basically ends that conversation and gets down the path of killing everybody.
R.I.P. Silvio.
Yep. And then Lily's camcorder is the flaming gun, which next episode we believe will be a key part in setting the firestorm off of what really happened on Mars.
And then public opinion will shift against Bragg and the M6 leaders, and then the nations of Earth will prosper and be peaceful.
Yep. And then that last scene there where Haskell got shot, the Baldwin Stevens meeting is a generational echo Yeah, Alex Baldwin and Avery Stevens meeting in the middle of the war or the middle of the battle is the deliberate callback to Ed Baldwin and Gordo Stevens' partnership in season 1. Apparently, it's actually shot the same way when they looked at each other.
Oh, that's nice.
Cool. Can you tell us anything about Titan?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just checking.
Titan isn't sexy.
There's nothing to know.
There's nothing to know, and I got nothing to say about it.
Apparently, the MDK bodies are arranged in a triangular formation, just like the triangle mirrors the Mars colony logo.
Like, yeah. Okay, cool. I was just thinking, like, do you think they gave them a chance to surrender? Like, if you don't surrender right now, we're coming in and we're shooting.
Well,
and
I think what you had is a bunch of Marines that were hyped up and angry about losing one of their sergeants or whatever, and they came.
I think we needed that scene. I think we had to see them how they got to that like sort of mindset. Like, did they even check with?
We're disoriented.
All right, I'm disoriented, and I'll be happy about it.
So sorry, coming back to the Baldwin and Stevens meetup. It was actually during a confrontation. It had the same angle, the same distance, and the same 2-shot composition. I'd like to go find that, but I'm not gonna.
I'd love to see that, but I'm not gonna.
That was fun and factual.
I will leave that there, Dave, for tonight.
All right, thanks, Adam. That was great. Just a couple other little, because as I was talking earlier about the Titan surface conditions, about 1.45 times Earth sea level pressure. So there's and at this extreme cold, water acts as ice, and water ice acts as bedrock, and liquid hydrocarbons take the place of water. So it's a very, very different environment to be in. Very almost no light gets through the to the planet. I'm not intoxicated. But
I just said mildly.
Yeah, intoxicated at the science.
So I just turned it.
You know what? What's remarkable to me is the distance they're talking about. Like over 1 billion kilometers. Like that. Oh yeah. Just wild.
And we were like, when they went all the way, like the Artemis 2, they just go around the moon, and we're like, are they gonna live? I don't know. Like, fuck, and they're like, send them to Titan. Who cares? Do they support from Earth or Mars? Nah.
This is a completely different environment where they've already gotten so used to space travel. It's like the Jetsons, for Christ's sakes.
Clearly.
They just, it's routine now.
We have iridium. We can make iridium stuff now. Who cares?
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, that's
so. There's one question that came up here. In the next episode, who's the most likely to die? Let's go around the table here. Kevin.
I don't know. Miles. Sure.
Okay, we got a Miles.
Who cares?
We're asking here.
Dev.
Go. Dev for you, okay?
Yeah.
Heather?
Kill them all.
Wow. Kill them all and recast.
Jody should be proud.
Let me think about it. Ask somebody else. Let me think.
Jody?
Even though I don't think it's the one that I would kill, I'm gonna say Kelly.
Jeff?
I think this show is so going to miss the mark that you know who they're going to kill and try to make us care? The governor.
And I won't.
And I won't.
No,
and I'll be like,
no,
that's
none of
the
us.
end of the show? Okay.
Not Governor Leonov.
I think what's actually going to happen. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
The only way that's acceptable is if Irina does it.
Yes, I could see that.
Or what if Irina is the one who dies? Like, we won't be sad if Irina dies. Like,
I will.
Yeah.
I love Irina. She's a bad bitch. She's the only tapped on the pipe with her tooth, man. She deserves.
She's the only character that's even remotely interesting.
She's interesting, but like what she did to a good old Sergei.
I would like Kelly to die. However, I'm pretty sure they're going to kill Boyd. That's going to be my actual guess. But
maybe.
No, they're not going to kill Boyd with her capable lesbian haircut. No way.
No
way. They got to do that for season 6.
Many lesbians though.
It would have been Palmer if Palmer hadn't died in this episode, but I guess make us care. Yeah, you're right. The question is make us care. Or maybe it is Margot. We were saying that we thought Margot was going to die, but
Margot's coming up to getting a relationship with
anybody now.
Margot's gonna finally have a relationship with Aleda, which will be very weird, but okay.
This show
What's happening?
Yeah, I don't think it's happening.
Thrilled that when Palmer, that very rarely do I go, good. I'm glad he's dead. But this show made me feel that way.
This show,
he had no redeeming qualities.
Yeah,
like one time he helped carry a bag for Kelly, and that was like the nicest thing he ever did. So like,
the show has turned into essentially which one do I hate the most right now? Like that's literally what it is.
And Kevin's answer is all of them. Airlock them all. And
my guess is Haskell. Haskell will die.
There isn't nearly enough airlock kills in this show, by the way.
And Alex will feel horrible about it. And
him and AJ will come together.
No, they kill off.
They're like cousins. They can't come together.
They kill off Kelly, and then what's his name? Alex. He goes all like rogue, and then he like turns it. And then ever see the movie Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger? They steal Alyssa Milano. Yeah, same thing.
Are they cousins if her dad once banged his grandmother?
Ratings. Can we
ratings? I'm just trying to understand. Familiar relations. Okay, let's get into it.
Y'all remember when these episodes weren't as long?
All right, sons and daughters.
What was the difference? It must have been Dave not being here. All right. Anyway,
Jody, do you want to go first tonight? Sons of Daughters of Mars.
Sure, I'll go first. I'm gonna go. What did I go for the last one?
6.5.
6.5. Oh, this is easily a 5.5.
5.5. Okay, yeah. Adam.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I'd say 6.5 again.
6.5. Oh, to me,
last week's episode was better than this.
No way. Yeah. Last week's episode was boring.
This was better for. Or at least I'm still like at a 7.5. Like it was fine, but like for me,
you can bump me up to 7 because I did like it better than last week.
Okay, Kevin.
2. This is an awful. It is all over the place. It's a confusing mess. It's terrible. This is terrible TV. I don't
One
know.
more, Kevin.
7.5 days for this?
Maybe a 7.
How do you know standards?
I guess I don't.
No.
I guess I don't. Heather, do you have standards?
No. I was gonna give it a 7, but I'm gonna give it a 6 now to avoid being judged by Kevin.
and Jeff, do you care about Kevin's judgment?
Not usually.
Not usually.
This episode, okay, it's not I agree with Kevin. It's not good television, but it made me want to keep watching it a little bit, and I was like, "What's gonna happen?" So that's rare. Like, so it's an over a 5 for me automatically for that. So I'm with Jody. I'm like a 5.5.
5.5. Okay. Well,
I knew I liked Jeff the most.
What rating would you give Jeff compared to me?
Compared to you, 10.
We were praising Jody's hosting skills the last 2 podcasts. So that was
there. You go.
Did I host?
No, you host. I thought you hosted
Where
one.
The fuck was
I thought it was 2.
No, Heather did the
one.
Oh, yeah. Heather did one.
I just fucked up all the stuff for Heather on the first one.
Right. We're averaging a 5.6. This has a 7.6 rating on IMDb at the moment.
Sure, because I just looked at it.
Have they no standards?
Yesterday it was 4.5.
It's come up. Like the people
I was
have
just
spoken.
Looking at it, I don't think it was at that. Was it?
That's what it's at right now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
With 299 votes. So the lovers showed up to take down the haters. Isn't it a good story?
Ironically, that's probably the same amount of people that watch Star Trek Academy.
Well,
that includes us.
We have a combined.
Literally, we're trying to disorient you.
We're trying to disorient you. Like, that scene you wanted, you're not getting it. So
explanations not here.
No, come in, shoot, ask questions later. So this has been a lower rating. A lot of that's Kevin bringing it down to it.
It's almost
that's Kevin.
Wow. Kevin's average for this season is 3.8. It is not.
Attaboy, Kevin.
Kevin's hatred of this season has made it more enjoyable for me.
No,
Honestly, it has for me.
Kevin ripping on it.
I
has
look
made
more
it
forward
fun.
to what Kevin's going to tell me about how fucking boring this episode was.
And then,
Every time now.
Every time he says that, I go, you know what? He's right.
He's right.
He's right. Like, every time he says that, I want to revise my rating.
Yeah.
Me too, but like,
Oh yeah, Mister, I went up. After
No, don't let me sway you.
Yeah,
He's
we
right.
should always make Kevin goes last now. I think, just so he
I
can,
think Kevin should go first,
Levels-
just to make it easier for all of us. Maybe Kevin's right.
Looking ahead, Kevin's suffering will only prolong one more week.
Well, listen, in fact, that's all of our suffering. Okay.
There's a new season.
There's not for like 2 more years though, so we got a while.
We got a while. Yeah.
You know, Strange New Worlds, by the way, is starting like next month.
Well, your suffering will kick up again, but
No, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be,
I love your enthusiasm at the beginning of a season.
yeah. But we're ending this season next week for the 10th episode. It's called "This Land Is Our Land."
Land is made for you and me.
You and me. You know, so there you go. So that seems like
Not
a peaceful.
familiar with the tune.
Do you think that song gets used in the episode?
Yeah, it's public domain.
Oh, there you go. It's definitely getting used. All right.
You know what song should be
Apple
used?
is like cha-ching. We don't have to pay.
You know what song
nobody.
should be used in this show?
Is there life on Mars?
No, Rocket Man.
Oh,
Hey,
It's all
have they
about
stopped
life.
making songs on this season? Like, have they stopped? Because they used to have
They
30
used to
songs.
use
Yeah,
songs all the
soundtrack.
time. Yeah, I feel like the Apple's like, we're cutting back this budget. Okay, like you get
Yeah,
one.
they've stopped doing anything that works, like writing episodes, putting in cool music. Like it's all gone.
Going
I just
to
want to know
space.
if any of the producers ever once thought, "Hey, wait a second, season every 10 years is a bad idea for the actors." Like, did anybody even like come up with that at all? Like, it's like Joel Kinnaman, who is fantastic in my opinion. He's good, even though I won't say his character is great in this show, but overall he's a pretty good actor, and he's they had good star power with him for the most part. He was
like,
great
write
at
me
that.
out. Yeah,
And he's like, I want to die.
I'll do one more really good episode for you. Like it was, well, you can go really good.
But they literally designed the show to make it so they wouldn't have the same actors all the time.
I really felt it like 2 episodes ago, like when I watched episode 7, and we, it was that other crew that like they're like, tell our families we love them and bye, and like and then off camera they skipped off the atmosphere and were crushed by the Saturn gravity well or whatever happened.
Poochie
I'm like,
died on the way back to his home planet.
Exactly. Poochie died on the way back to his home planet. The end. I'm like, you can't even show us this like exciting moment. Like, I know it's horrific. And
You have to have 10 more minutes of corridor action.
They yada yada'd a lot this season.
Especially this last 2 episodes. There's been a lot of yada yada going on.
Like you're going to Saturn. Show me some cool space stuff at Saturn. But at least, and they're like, well, we'll just take our.
What are the Marzies spray painting on the walls this
That's
week?
what's important. You know what?
I'm just disappointed there is no three-breasted women.
Okay, you know what? I got to take my ratings down. You guys have just convinced me this show sucks.
See, I just plant the seed and then I sit back and let
watch
you
it
guys
grow.
Take me down to 5 for the last 2 weeks for both.
Retroactively
Hey,
taking
I was a
it down. Whoa.
I was a 4.5. I was below Kevin last week, so
True.
Never forget that.
Kevin
Anybody
is
else
having
while
an
we're here?
last
Is
week.
No, I stand by my word.
all right? There you go.
that Svoboda episode was good because Kevin gave it a
It
7.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Anyway, we
That's a good
we
one.
are
He
here
even
on.
said that on the podcast. He's like, this is rare. I like it.
We won't be Live Along a podcast this week. We won't be once again doing Star Trek: The Next Generation because this is a busy week for a bunch of us. So we're gonna have to push it at least 1 more week. But we will be
Dave
back
has to
for
come in 4th place again.
Star Trek: The Next Generation's reunion with Worf and Kalar and Alexander. The introduction of Alexander. Jody, your favorite character.
I'm not on that episode, so
Yes, well, look out. So anyway, well, you're gonna have to hold out for us, everyone. One more week, 3 weeks without TNG. Can you believe it? But
for the long-awaited reunion.
The long-awaited reunion,
If
exactly.
you haven't seen it and you're waiting for a review for like the last 30 some odd years, well, you know what?
They're waiting. There are people waiting for our review, just so you know.
Shout
I'm
out
not
to
sure
Sam.
that's true.
Shout out to Sam. He wants only, especially if we should just get my dad to be on it. He'd be like, "Where's Ted? Where's that goat?"
No, I already got called dumb by one mater on this podcast. I don't want to risk another.
Hey, welcome to the dumb as mater club. I'm on there.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, I guess that's it for tonight, everyone. We'll see you next time here on Live Long and Podcast. Chill out and don't kill people. Anyway, see you next time.
Cool day.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise. Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.